Everybody, and welcome to another reading with the Crown Priestess. So I've been channeling a lot of feminine energy, like very like, I want to say it's giving like Queen of Swords, like, you know, like it is very feminine. It's very like pretty and sort of soft, but very matter of fact, very like sort of domineering as well, like, but less about like it's, I don't know, it's like, I guess it's kind of Empress energy because it's embodying a little more than everything. But it's because like I have like this battle in my head between Queen of Wands and Queen of Swords right now. Like, she's very sexy and very like, I get what I want, and like seductress energy, but she's also very like, I said what I said, and this is what has to happen because this is the only way that it can be made right. You know, it's like that type of energy that I was channeling. And so, interesting. Hold on, my incense is doing something rather interesting, and I don't want to snuff it out. It was like already done, and then it lit back up on fire. You see, when I said, like, when I had to say I was getting the Queen of Wands energy, okay, I think it's ready now. And then look how it looks. Some of you can deal with a masculine energy that has a nice little curve to his man parts. A lot of you are somebody I'm watching right now, or several of you have your period at this time, which is a very powerful time for feminine energy in times of our menstrual cycles. A lot of our cycles follow the moon cycles, right? That's why every 28 days we follow the moon cycle. Many of us, for a lot of us who don't have that, who have abnormal periods and things like that, that can speak to a sign of you being spiritually imbalanced or other things in your life being imbalanced. All right, okay, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about spirituality and how our menstrual cycles follow the phases of the moon, and why it is important for us as feminine energies to have a healthy menstrual cycle and the power that it gives us. Okay. So yeah, I was drawn to that energy, so I pulled out my Divine Feminine Oracle deck to see who comes through. I'm not super familiar with every goddess in this deck, so, and it's one that I don't know much about. I'll probably refer to the book to give you guys more information, just so that it can encompass the message in its entirety for whoever needs to hear it, okay? So, okay. Some of you could be eating a lot of chocolate. Like, I'm seeing a lot of chocolate. I'm wanting chocolate, and I don't eat a lot of chocolate. So you could be baking a cake or eating ice cream or something like that. Ooh, I know that one, and I don't know that one so much, but very nice. Okay. A lot of you can be practicing Hinduism, Buddhist. You can be Buddhist, you can be Hindu. Because I do believe that all three of these goddesses belong to Asian cultured practices, okay? All right, so we'll start with Kali. I know a lot about Kali, actually. I've worked with Kali before. So, okay, she's the mother of the universe. Goddess Kali, Hindu faith, I believe. I release all that doesn't serve me. It's time to be the truth of who I am, all right? This is interesting imagery. She is very much so a curse breaker. She slays demons, etc. like that. So you can see there's taunting here. She has her sword up. She has her necklace of skeletons there, right? Let's see. Let's read. So I can still give you, I know Kali, but let's give you some. And then the other one, I don't know who that is. So I gotta look for her anyway. Give me 1 second, y'all. I just want y'all to have these messages right. Okay. Kali is on 64, so the number 64 can be of significance. 64 breaks down to a 10, which breaks down to a 1. So definitely some sort of completion, some sort of ending, some sort of cycle closing out, which is in tune with what Kali is saying here when she says, I release all that doesn't serve me. And as you can see with her sword up high, she's ready to slay all that does not belong. Okay? Okay. Kali. Kali in some languages, I believe in Aramaic language. Is that what Jesus spoke in Nazareth? If in Aramaic language, Kali is also, it means curse. So a lot of you can be breaking a curse right now. I am getting like this essence of spirituality, like witchcraft with the necklace there that she has of the skeletons and this demon sort of being casted back out into hell. So yeah, some of you could be breaking a hex, breaking a curse. Yeah, Kali embodies the ultimate wake-up call to get us aligned as soon as possible with what we have come here to do. A lot of you are about to be walking into your purpose, like I said, all right? So in soul voice meditation, if you guys want to meditate, the question that you should be asking yourself is, or asking God, right? Because when we meditate, we're waiting for God to respond to us. In this case, you can be waiting for Kali specifically to respond to you. What is falling away from my life right now that no longer serves me? Okay. Kali is a very, very powerful Hindu goddess. She's one of the top ones, I think, for as well. So a lot of you are in a space right now where you are cutting things out of your life with no mercy. Okay. Like she has no mercy for things that no longer serve her. The other goddess that you got here is the goddess of abundance, okay? And her name is, I hope I'm getting this right, Lakshmi. I think that's how you pronounce that, Lakshmi. All right, so let's see what they have to say about her because I'm not familiar with her. She does look Hindu, okay? Or it could be like something tied to like Buddhist or something of that nature because I don't, I'm just looking at her crown. And her crown is very, that culture. Like, it looks Hindu to me, but we'll find out, right? All right, she is on 72. So the number 72 could be of significance, or the number 9. It makes sense, 9, 10, right? Her and Kali. Kali was 64, which turns into a 10. She's 72, which turns into a 9. So it's interesting. There's definitely a big message here around you guys completing cycles, ending things, just cutting shit out that is just not going to be a part of your true journey anymore. Okay, Lakshmi, the goddess of abundance. I choose to feel abundant. Wealth is an inside job. I love that. I love that a lot. So Lakshmi personifies the splendor and affluence that arrives when we align our every action with what the soul desires most for us. So perfect. I think that it's important to remember, first of all, that abundance does look different for everybody. What would it feel like to be truly fulfilled in your life in every aspect, or in the aspects that matter most to you, right? Not everybody cares about money and gold and luxury, and some people do, and some people are much more on like their Bob Marley smack, not to bring a masculine energy into this, but Bob Marley, he's one of his most famous interviews is when that guy asks him like, are you a rich man? Like, do you have a lot of possessions? And he's like, possessions make you rich? like possession make you rich? Like, it is not, some people understand that money is hardly what brings true joy and fulfillment into somebody's life, right? So abundance looks different for everybody, but I think that in embodying the goddess Kali and embodying the goddess Lakshmi, you're able to attract all the things that you want and desire for your life because you have rid yourself of the things that don't belong, okay? And in the general energy, you had green Tara, okay? This is the Buddhist energy that I got. The Buddha of enlightened action. My soul informs my every step. I do what my heart compels me to do. I think these three goddesses make a lot of sense to come out together. for this feminine message, for this energy. It's quite simple, and it's almost like here are the 3 steps, right? It's like realizing what you need to do, right? When my soul informs my every step on Tara. So it's like realizing what needs to be done, right? Then doing what needs to be done. Kali is sort of the action toward it. And then receiving everything that you deserve for that. So very significant right there. Nice and easy. 3 simple steps. It's really not that hard. It's not. And I think that's a lot goes to the reference of me when I said the Queen of Wands versus the Queen of Swords, so to speak. You know, the Queen of Wands knows what she needs. She knows what she has to do, and she knows what she wants for herself and what she won't tolerate. And the Queen of Swords sort of makes sure that niggas ain't playing in her face, because what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, and you're not going to gas me. You're not going to gaslight me. You're not going to play with me. This is what has to happen, right? And in doing so, the abundance and all the things that you want sort of fall into place. So I like that a lot. Let's get into some of the cards now. This could be for everybody because we do all embody feminine energy, but I do feel strongly that I'm talking to the ladies right now, okay? So definitely talking to the ladies. A lot of you, especially this message is really important, like I said, if you are currently on your menstrual cycle, or if you have regular menstrual cycles, you know, like I said, we follow that, we are the energy of the moon, okay? We are the goddess energy is the moon energy, and the masculine is the sun. So moon phases can be very important at this time. Your cycle can be very important at this time, especially the fact that, like I said, for those of you who do have regular cycles or are in your cycle right now, you're extremely powerful in those moments, and you need to understand that. Those are almost, a lot of people, a lot of faiths actually is interesting. They will encourage you not to do a lot of magic or spiritual practices when you are having your period, but for others it's quite the contrary. For me personally, it's quite the contrary. I think it depends on the work that's being done. Yes, certain work you shouldn't be, but for a lot of work that I produce, especially when it's something that's to my benefit, you know, like I do realize that my powers are sort of elevated in times where I am in that cycle, you know, when I am having my menstrual and stuff like that. So I think it depends on your faith. It depends on what you practice. It also depends on the kind of work that you're doing. So that can be of significance to somebody. I don't know who needs to hear that, but let's get into it. Right away too, with that Queen's storm, unexpected, with the Queen and the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords that I was seeing before, this could be a battle between queens, okay? This could be a battle. Now it can be a battle within self, take the energy how it resonates, but this can be a battle between 2 queens, specifically spiritually, all right? Spiritual warfare. You and someone can be sort of back and forth, tick for tack on energy like that. I don't know. I'm getting a lot of witchcraft with this energy. The feminine is very strong here. Yeah, decisions, truth. I do feel like it's almost like somebody's deciding to take a step back. Alchemy, ancestors. Look at this. Assistant, spirit guides, and alchemy and ancestors, right? Spiritual guidance, spiritual guides, ancestral guides. Okay, you have both here. You have both here. And this is what these came out as I was saying the shit I was saying. And look at this on the bottom. Shadow side, moon, the dark night. This speaks a lot. I'm talking specifically right now to women who are well-versed witches, well-versed priestesses, whatever your spiritual practice, right? Whatever your line, Lucami, Santeria, Voodooists, Baleros, all that shit. Everybody's here, right? Santa Muerte devotees. It's all. I'll say this too. I'm talking to people who are not only well versed into their faith and into their practices, but very high ranked and very favorited by your guides, your ancestors, your deities. You're very important to your community and to your purpose. And so, no matter what it is that you're up against or you're up to, you are quite literally in the middle of some very significant battles, okay, especially spiritually right now. And it's almost as if spirit is, they're allowing it. It's almost like, what I'm getting is like when you send a boy to war for the first time, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of times it doesn't matter, because it like, let's say in these countries where they take their mothers away from their mother, they take the boys away from their mother when they're like 7, and they start teaching them how to use guns, how to get ready for war, because this is just the life that we live, and you got to be prepared, right? And so some of you have grew up in your faiths and your practices, and you've been doing this for a while. Because, like I said, I'm very sure that I'm talking to very well-versed, practiced people, practiced women, very seasoned witches right now that I'm talking to. And so you've been doing this for a while. You true to this, not new to this. But nonetheless, with what I'm saying is, with these references, even with the boys, whatever, yes, you've been trained and you've learned and you've grew up in a family that does all this. And so it's not news to you, but you're up against something right now that is new. That is new territory that you are maybe don't know exactly how to defeat yet. All right. But you have your team behind you. And so do not shy away from this battle, or do not fear this battle. Okay, you're going to come out a victor, and I think you come out a victor, and it's even surprising to you to some degree. But Spirit is saying, why would you be surprised? Why did you think you weren't going to win? You know what I mean? It's something that you have been well equipped for, but maybe you have not had to put into practice so strongly. Maybe you have not ever had to face this kind of challenge. But it's like you always knew without knowing. It's like your higher self kind of knew it was preparing you for this type of battle. And that's kind of where it's at right now. You can be in a space where you're like, damn, I'm not afraid, but I don't know if I can win, or I'm not, yeah, I'm going to do it, but I'm not really sure, because I never fought one of these before. I never did this before, and you could have a little doubt, and I don't see so much fear, which is a good thing. I actually see on the contrary, I do believe that you're standing firm in this energy. But the decisions card did come out here, and it's because you may be worried about some sort of domino effect, some sort of retaliation, or some sort of karma that may come out of this. But what with assistant spirit guides and alchemy, your ancestor guides, it goes to show your team is so behind you on this, and they're so ready to fight by your side, to fight for you, to fight with you. It's like, and now I'm getting Sparta. All right, if you saw the movie 300, and I don't want to scare anybody with the reference of him dying, but in the part where they were at the end, when they came face to face with, what was that guy's name? Xerxes? Was it Xerxes? I don't remember. But when they came face to face with him, and they were like basically pretending that they were about to bow before him and like give up, but they went out with a bang type shit, right? And Leonidas is like shot, and his men are all shot, and everybody's like, but when they took it for the team, because they knew that their mans was going to come in and smoke these niggas, which they did. They literally erased all of their history in that country. But anyway, when they were dying alongside each other, one of his soldiers said to him, my king, it's an honor to die at your side. And he responded with, it's been an honor to live at yours. And I want you to know that this is what your spirit team feels for you. This is what your deity, your gods, your goddesses, whoever you pray to, this is what they feel for you. And this is what you feel for them. And so like, they want you to know that they are here, like till the death type shit. You know what I mean? Like, and fortunately so, right? Because again, I don't want to scare anybody. I don't see that anybody's like dying or going through anything like that. I just think that you're facing a battle that is very new for you, and so you don't really know the angle just yet. You're trying to make do with the best with what you know, with what you've known up to this point, even though you're unsure, and you have all the support. and your spirit team will receive you well. You know, they're by your side. They're picking you up when they need to pick you up. They're letting you fight when you need to fight, right? It's like one of those. It's like when I was like younger with my sister, like people would try to bully. I mean, people try to bully me too, because we were like all of 4 feet tall. We were really little. But I just never played that. But my sister was a little more diplomatic, you know, and you know, bitches would try to play her. And so I would like make her fight people. You know, like I would like, but it was like, I'm here. You know what I mean? Like niggas, they're not going to play you. Like you're going to spank Cole, and that's how that's going to go. And, you know, I want to say that as an adult, I try not to be that way. You know, it was a different time, and I tried to be a lot more like practical and understanding and mature about situations. But you know, when we kids and people just trying to play us, it's like whatever, you just got to do what you got to do. And so I used to put her up against these people that I could see deep down she probably really didn't want to fight, you know, or maybe she didn't think she could do it or whatever, but she did, you know. And it's like every time she did it, and it was like, okay, it's up, let's go. Like it was like she left feeling a little bit better, you know, not that she had to hurt somebody, but like, oh, you know, like, look, bitches didn't jump me, bitches did this and that, because my sister had my back. And that's kind of what your ancestors and your spirit guides are doing for you right now. So, you know, go in with confidence. You know, you have to be confident against whatever this is, because a lot of us are on the defense right now because, you know, whatever, because people are trying to physically attack us, spiritually attack us, whatever it is. And you have the support, you have the permission. Okay, it's like some of you feel like maybe you don't have permission, but you do. Like you're not going to get in trouble for this. It's important that you're listening to your messages, that conversation and things that come to you. Yeah, look, third party on the bottom. We're not even talking about love. You see what I'm saying? There's like people going up against you, people intervening, people trying to block you, and they are they're creating confusion. They're creating doubts. A lot of you are like, you could be like very snippy, or you feeling like confused about certain situations, or you double, how you say that? Like you're second guessing yourself about a lot of things. It's part of the work that they're putting against you. They're trying to cloud you. They don't want you to see. They don't want you to have the answers. They don't want you to make it. You know, like they want you to be very sort of broken down and dizzy with your decision making, so you can fumble shit. But yeah, it's not gonna work. You know, it's kind of like the way it's set up. And I want to be very clear on this, that whoever you're up against, they're not new to this either. So it is going to be quite the challenge, quite the storm, right? It's quite the hurricane and shit like that, right? But we've been hit with natural disasters before, and we survive. We survive. You might lose something in the process. Something might be damaged. You got to do repairs, but you live. You live to see another day. You live to thrive, and you know you end up rebuilding, and it's all good. So that's for somebody. All right, let's get into it. I haven't even pulled tarot by mistake. I just been channeling and using oracles so far, but let's see. Child. If this is for those of you who are dealing with a third party situation or whatever the situation, yeah, because main females at the bottom. I see that a marriage is ending, a union is ending, something's coming to an end, and this is probably why this person is now throwing all types of chaos, fucking magic at you and putting you in jars and doing all kinds of shit. But I think that overall, you're gonna be fine. You have high honor and journey here. Some of you can be moving, some of you can be leaving. Main female is still at the bottom as I'm saying this. So something about you is ending up on top, okay? And it's like whatever this person is doing, it's not working. It's like even if there are things, what's happening now, damn, now thief is there. What's happening is that this person is throwing magic, right? And you're catching it. And so you're throwing the ball back. It's like a game of catch right now, because that's what happens when you're highly intuitive and you're into these practices. You almost know immediately when you're being under attack, when you're being sent something. And so you catch it, you throw it back. It might hit them in the head, and then they're like, oh shit, and they see the ball and they're like, oh, we gotta throw harder. And so it's something like that that's happening. And I don't know how low this person is willing to go, but I think that it's kind of like this touche energy. Like, it's like they're accepting what it is. I do feel like somebody here is running out of ideas to some extent. And now, yeah, you see adjudication. Here we go. Adjudication, gift. You have pathway on the bottom. And this is what I'm saying. Somebody, you know, you had to defend yourself. And I'm speaking specifically to spiritual warfare. I'll say that, right? I'm speaking specifically to spiritual warfare. And you had to defend yourself as you have the right to. But maybe things started to get a little out of line, a little out of hand. Maybe they started to get to levels where you thought that you didn't even have to go. And because you are a righteous person, because you are, you know, somebody who is fair, you are hesitant to maybe go past a certain level, hesitant to hurt someone, you know, like you don't want it to go that far. But it's like you're not being punished for it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that was the message with your ancestor, your spirit guides behind you. It's like, I got your back. Don't worry. Like, I'm not going to let you fall for this. I'm not going to. It's almost like, too, it's like, and, you know, I'm getting these messages. I'm getting all my messages as masculine energy. So there could be a man here that I'm talking to that is being called to step into sort of that goddess energy. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but it's like you're having to maybe put yourself into some spiritual practices. And yes, men practice spirituality all over the place. It's not to say that spirituality is just for feminine energy, but it is more common with feminine energy because it is relative to the moon and the goddess of the moon and all that jazz, right? It's mostly women who kind of get into the spell work and the ritualistic stuff and all of that. But I also feel like there's a masculine here because I keep getting masculine references, right? Like I said, Bob Marley, then I had the Sparta 300 reference. And now there's something here like, and this is your guides or your deity talking to you specifically. I don't know if y'all saw the movie Notorious, right? Where they did the story of Biggie and they got him and his friend got locked up for the gun charge. And the cop basically told them, like, when I come back here, you know, y'all tell me what the fuck is up. You tell me if you put your socks on first or if you go outside to whatever, right? I don't even remember the fucking quote that much. But Biggie and his friends start arguing, like, bro, I'm not going to let you go to jail for me. And he's like, nigga, you about to, like, really be something. Like, you about to be so big and all that. I ain't worried about it because you're going to hold me down and I'm going to come home quick and I don't got kids. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? It was a whole smell like that. And I feel like that's what your spirit team is doing with you because you feel like, yo, I did this. And so I know that there's going to be a consequence for this. It's like you're waiting for the consequences because you're a fair and just person. So you know, like, yo, I did this. So I already know what's about to go down. But your spirit guides are saying, nah. You gonna get the free pass on this one. I got you. I'm gonna take this L for you type shit. You know what I mean? And so it's in the part where the cop comes back in and they both sitting there and the nigga's like, I put my socks on first, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that shit is mad funny. I don't know if y'all seen that movie, but like, that's what your spirit team is doing for you. So if you feel like there's going to be some type of backlash or karma or something like that for something that you had to do to defend yourself that maybe went too far, don't worry about it because they got you. It's like they knew that you had to do this. They knew it was a matter of time before this had to happen because, and it just is what it is. It's just on some shit like that, like it had to be done, you know? So fuck it. It is like, yeah, it is what it is. That's just what I keep on hearing. Okay, let's get some advice for you guys and then I'm getting out of here. That was an interesting message today. I like it. I love it, actually. You know, I want y'all to be safe and take care of yourselves always. Please constantly do your protection work because it's real tea out here, man. And more people, I've said this on collective messages years ago. If you go down my channel, if you see my stuff, I've said years ago, like we're coming into a time of awakening and a lot of people are very much awake now and aware of the things that are going on around them. And now more people are, you know, spiritually savvy. They're awake, you know, they woke, they see the signs, they know what's going on. And so while that is a good thing that we are elevating humanity in a place of that consciousness, some people are still, you know, still kind of getting a hold of how to use those things, you know. And a lot of times, yeah, it is to do bad on people, even just for nothing, for something as simple as I'm jealous, for something as simple as this nigga don't want me no more, for something as simple as this bitch is prettier than me, you know, and it's trash. But it is what it is, and it is out there, and you have to defend yourself. You have to protect and defend yourself, and you are allowed to do that. So don't be scared, okay? Don't be scared. Your spirit's got you. Yeah, your spirit guys got you, for real. And like I said, I'm talking to well-versed people, so you do have very, a lot of you have very strong entities backing you at this time. And you're going up against strong entities as well, because the other person has, you know, people who have done their big one, or they come from, you know, cultures that were just very strong and very well-versed in these things. But don't fret. Don't fret. And there goes the Queen of fucking Wands. Sorry, mad shit flipped here. There goes the Queen of Wands, like I said before. And, you know, this card, it says determination underneath. And as I said, the Queen of Wands gets what the fuck she wants. She's going to make it happen regardless. Okay? But this is for advice. I need one more card. Thank you. I know y'all got a lot more to say, but there's been so much footage I can put up. I like that. So, Seven of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. All right? Your advice is, first of all, go for what you want, and understand that the time and the progress that you've put into things is bringing forward progress. And I think rather quickly. Also, be kinder to yourself, okay, is what I'm getting with the Ace of Cups here. You know, the Ace of Cups speaks of fondness and love and all that jazz, but I'm talking this is about self. This has nothing to do with other relationships right now. This is about your relationship with self and with your spirit team. And be kinder to yourself. Because like I said, there's something here where you realize like something may have went too far, right? With the Queen of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. It's like, damn, this shit wasn't even supposed to go like this. You know what I mean? I didn't even want to hurt this person. I didn't want this. I didn't want that. But that wasn't for you to decide. You know, and spirit knows more than we know. And every time that we are going up against somebody else spiritually, our entities are going up against theirs spiritually as well. So, for example, right, my mother is something with, hey, y'all know the vibes. Every time that I'm going to war with somebody, it's very likely that this is who they see. You know, in their dreams or whatever, she will haunt the shit out of you. You know what I'm trying to say? So like if she has to. And it's the same with whatever else people are working with, whatever deity they're working with, whatever entity they're working with, they're fighting too. You know what I mean? But in a different way. I don't know if y'all saw Sandman now, but like, you know, when Morpheus went down to fight Lucifer, Morningstar, and they had this battle, but it was like something, they didn't even touch each other. They were just like saying what they were and manifesting into these things that would scar them. And that's how they fought each other. So it's different for spirit. And they have a different understanding. So too, I feel like what the things that you don't see behind the scene when this type of stuff is going on is that these entities are almost negotiating on your behalf. It's like lawyers speaking for you. Like you don't even got to go to court. Your lawyer shows up for you and they talk with the judge and they handle whatever they need to handle. So keep that in mind, all right? And be kinder to yourself about however things are playing out right now. That's really all I got. Let me get you a starseed message because you know how they do with those, and I had the cards ready this time. Okay. Man, this was a powerful message for somebody. All right. Thank you. As I was about to say. Starkeeper. You see that? I love that. Some of you can be of Egyptian ancestry as well. Cosmic ancestor. See the light by staying grounded. Yeah. Honestly, and see the light by staying grounded. Cosmic ancestor is very interesting. Like I said, it's like that your entities are doing a lot of the work. You may not realize it, and you may feel like, oh my God, I'm gonna fucking go to jail, you know, whatever, jail, spiritual jail, whatever, like I fucked up by this or that. But no, just relax and stay calm, because by doing everything that you did, it's almost like this other, your God, goddess, angel, you know, guardian, whatever, your great grandma, I don't care who this is, or, you know, because I think it's a collective of people on your team, right? And it's like I just got mad cold and I've been freezing boots, like, and then lately, and I know it's because everybody's showing up now. Like, everybody's showing up, you know, like my mom's always in here. And then I got a couple other people, like my grandfather visits very frequently. You know, I got my grandmother from my father's side visits very frequently. But I don't know, like there's stuff going on in my life too that like it's calling on a lot of ancestry right now. And it's just a lot going on in my house. Like, I look like one person on this screen, but I swear there's like 12 niggas behind me right now. Like, it's so freezing. But anyway, I say all that to say there's a lot of behind the scenes work that you don't see. And what it is it's in your defense, okay? You are being helped. You are being, there's some sort of leniency here as well. You're being negotiated for. So continue to do your work and like, you know, forget about it. Like, don't put too much thought in it. Don't overthink yourself. Stay grounded, okay? Some of you need to physically go outside and stand in some grass, because I know it's winter in a lot of areas, but it doesn't matter. Even if it's for like just a minute, as cold as your feet can go, like put that shit in that grass, put it in that soil, put it on that beach sand. Just get out there and let it happen. So that you can give it back. Hug a tree. Hug a tree. Trees take off a lot from us. I don't care how weird you look. I don't care if you look like the girl from Superstar. Hug that fucking tree. All right? And tell the tree thank you. Say thank you. Because it's taking off whatever it is that you need to take off of you. Outside of that, please continue to practice. As you practice, do what works for you. You know what works for you. You know what you're doing. You know how it goes. And please book your personal reading. Share, like, subscribe, comment. Do something for me that shows me that this matters. Okay, love, light, and abundance.